Hey kids! Welcome! Oh, it's stream 2 for the day. Happy Sunday. Kids, my life. After we got off the live this morning with the asylums, our washer and dryer is not working. And I had to go to a laundromat for like the first time in forever. And it took forever. Poor me, luxury problems. But I have been running around with my head cut off. Thinking about this live because we've been doing the expose of Nova. She is a teen prostitute, and Software Underbelly featured her several times on their show, basically advertising this little girl. And so, everyone's kind of looking at the gang members and YouTube. This is all for educational purposes. Everything here is alleged. No one is with a crime, right? I don't know if Mark Laita has broken a crime, has done a crime or anything. It's just an opinion commentary show that we are going to look through. BJ investigates expose of Mark Laita if he is accountable for anything that is happening with these teen girls. In my opinion, Nova was exploited by Software Underbelly. I have consumed a lot of his content. I partially agree that this does happen in the world and people don't know it. Like, this is really happening, going on around us in every city. I mean, Skid Row is just like Mass and Cass. The stuff is happening with the same type of people in Boston. And I'm sure in every other state that you guys live in, there's an area that has people that are looked at like less than human. Yes, thank you. I agree. And we're going to go over BJ Investigates, a whole thing about him. And since the Nova thing that I have just dived into, what is your name? First of all, welcome, honey. Oh, Wayne, hi, honey. Good to see you. I believe Mark is a predator too. The things that he says, like, I've always kind of gotten like an icky feeling with him, but I have watched because a lot of it, like some of it's very interesting, right? Like, he has had like correction officers on his show. He had a lady that does the grape take-ins when they are sexually assaulted. He had one of those on. So he does have like other people on, but the most ones he exploits are the ones from Skid Row. What does this say, honey? He did the same with Daisy and Bernice. Yes, and the girl Trophy, the 13-year-old prostitute that was pregnant, still working on Fig. So he's basically telling creeps that are watching him behind a paywall, mind you, because after he got a bunch of backlash for having Nova and Trophy naked with CP, he censored it but put it behind a paywall. So, like, is he accountable for these girls? Like Nova has expressed that she can't go anywhere without creeps. She doesn't want to go outside. And why is this? Because Mark made her the famous 13-year-old street worker and told people exactly where she is, right? Can you imagine the trauma that this girl is going through? This girl is selling CP on the internet. And Mark Laita has advertised her so many times, and her mother. So what we're going to do today is go over BJ Investigates expose on Mark and whether he's accountable, and we'll talk about it because I do believe that he is a predator. I believe that. I believe what is happening. Here we go. Let's listen. I'm in our new
You're the daughter of someone that I've interviewed before.
Yeah.
One of the working girls.
Yes.
In South Central. Her name was Tania.
What's going on with Tania?
You're already over it.
I feel like she started being jealous of me.
Y'all broke up already? It was just last week.
Do you have a spending addiction?
Oh, yeah.
She used to abuse me. She used to go on live.
Your antibiotics, but you want to go get hit on.
Expose me, embarrass me. She used to post my messages.
Yes.
Her mother. Her mother.
No, this is 35 years of hard work.
The same thing she doing now. This been happening since 4 or 3 years ago.
He does not like my daughter being on the street, so we're arguing about that.
Do you like your daughter being on the street?
Heck no. It was just her birthday. I'll talk about that. And
Okay, so she was 12 years old. She's talking about her birthday. This girl was 12 years old as a street worker. And her and the baby daddy, whoever the baby daddy is, I think that the Jumper podcast said that he is a snitch too and something, I don't know. But he didn't want the girl on the street, and she's the one that taught her how to be a streetwalker. And she's like, no, I don't want her on the street because she's jealous of her.
tell you what she did. I'm a finesser at heart. I'm going to always get what I need to get. Stealing, finessing, whatever.
Stealing? Finessing? You is poor.
So that's why now I'm just used to it.
Has all the attention, the social media fame been a problem? I mean, that's what it seems like to be the problem with you guys.
Man, a total problem. Because, okay, when you lose your and you start, being a certain way, right? Girl, she's still acting like 10-year-old. You know what I'm saying?
It's still just destruction.
Oh my.
That's her boyfriend.
So like the definition of toxic relationship.
That's her boyfriend.
That's messed up. I did not raise you like that. Put some respect on my name. Your mom.
And why do you have this on your forehead? What is that?
Apple don't fall too far from the tree. She has a father
That's
too.
Right.
You seem to have it figured out. Are you similar to your mom?
Yeah. Yeah, but I'm not.
Right,
I'm not as how you say it? Conniving.
I'm the one who laid down and kept it. I could have had an abortion.
I'm not as conniving.
Can you imagine your mother just said, I could have had an abortion? Can you imagine hearing that from your mother on national TV? Do you know how many followers Soft White Underbelly has? He has over 4 million subscribers. And this woman just said that she could have had a termination. Can you imagine what that feels to that little girl? She's 12. Around this time, she's 12 when she's doing this. Mm-hmm. Right. Make sure everybody likes the stream and
Welcome
subscribes.
to BJ Investigates, a show I just created and might never do again. The last episode that I made about Mark Laita, apparently y'all didn't like it very much because specifically, I guess you wanted me to go harder on Mark Laita. Where's the scandal? I don't see any scandal. Well, let's get into the scandals right now. I was trying to be nice to you. I was legitimately trying to not get hard on Mark Laita. Now, what we're going to be talking about today is going to pertain to two subjects on Soft White Underbelly. One of them, we'll say her name is Nova, at the time, 13-year-old who was living on Skid Row, whose mother had lost custody of her. The other one, as promised, is going to be Rebecca. Now, it's 500 videos about Rebecca.
Honey, can I just tell you how beautiful you are? I see your picture and you are absolutely stunning. I just had to tell you that.
So I can't get into the whole Rebecca story today. I don't have time. But what I do want to talk about is the very ominous, very perturbing, disturbing video that did just come out featuring Rebecca, where Mark seems to be trying to ingratiate himself in Rebecca's legal affairs, getting a lawyer for her, but not only that, wanting to be on the phone with the lawyer. And you know what? Good for Rebecca for saying she wanted to speak with her lawyer privately, but we'll get into that as we get into
the Rebecca situation.
On December 7th, 2023, Mark Laita posted a video on his channel, and the video was of a naked, uncensored child. The child was to the audience as Nova. Believe it or not, Mark didn't just stop there. He conversed one-on-one with this child about sex work and other things, and there appeared to be no parent or guardian there with Nova.
Have you've been working some of the streets as a prostitute? How long has that been going on?
Since May.
Since May.
Yeah.
It's a horrifying life for a 13-year-old girl?
Yeah. Every time like before I go to the blade or anything, my stomach, it'll feel like I'm finna throw up, or I gotta use the bathroom. It's just.
Can you imagine this little girl is so sick to her stomach. Like her gut is telling her not to do it because it's dangerous. That, like when they say you're supposed to listen to your gut at all times, like if you feel like you're in danger or something's wrong, it usually means it is. Like I've met guys and gone on dates and then like started to get to know them, and I was like, oh my God, like you're a psychopath, or like, oh my God, like I shouldn't be here. And like, this is the same thing. This poor little girl is going to the Blade and she's so nervous. She's having bowel issues. Okay. Bowel issues from being frightened. Her gut was telling her to stop.
These men know you're 13?
In the interview, Mark allowed this child to advertise her illegal services and even encouraged her to disclose where potential assailants and predators could locate her to take advantage of her even more than the sickos in her life already had.
How did you get introduced to that? At 13?
She texted me at like 3 o'clock in the morning and was like, what you doing? I'm like, nothing. Laying down. I'm like, what you doing? She like, I'm out trapping. And I'm like, trapping? She sent the picture and I'm like, you do that now? And she like, yeah, it's fast money. You should do it with me. I told my mom, I'm like, I'm about to go do a TikTok downstairs. And she was like, okay. And I'm like, can I do a TikTok in your car?
Yeah.
She gave me the keys. I put the keys next to the door.
Thank you for being here, honey.
I went.
Gorgeous
and I
girl.
got in the car, and she was with this nigga. He had tattoos all over his face. He was playing
her
music.
boyfriend, the
He was
mother's
like
boyfriend.
He was a gangbanger. He was a pimp, and I didn't even know that he was a pimp. So we had went to the Crenshaw Mall.
So your mom, just for those that are not aware, your mom was working as a prostitute as well?
I don't know.
That's what she told me in that interview that she did with me.
She told you that?
Yeah.
I seen a video of my mom on Fig. I don't know if it's true. I hope it's not true. But it looked like she was on Fig. She said that she was walking from a club, but she doesn't go to clubs. And I heard in the past, like when I...
But she is the one that turned her on to Fig. She's the one that like was a cat. She gave permission for this little girl to go on to Software Underbelly as a minor and talk about her work and what horror she has been through working on Fig. This girl has been brutalized. There's a video supposedly on a X that there's a guy propositioning her on video. It was like a TikTok or like Instagram live or whatever. And he propositioned her for the other hole, the one that hurts, for $60. And she put it online. Her mother taught her this. Her mother's a piece of shit. I judge, okay? We judge here, and I speculate. I judge and I speculate. This mother is not a mother. Not even a little bit, okay? The fact that she has 6 kids is horrifying. Horrifying. She has no control over this little girl. Right. Honey, beautiful girl. Absolutely. You should I'm just gonna call you beautiful girl because I can't figure out what your screen name is. So you're just gonna be beautiful girl here on Unsolved. But I agree. Holy shit. Yeah. Wow. I mean, you can't make this shit up. You just can't.
I was like 5 and 6 and stuff. They used to tell me like, oh, your mom is getting money from dudes. And I'm like, maybe they're just friends, but so sometimes I think, yeah, she is a prostitute, but sometimes I think, no, she's not because she has 3 babies to worry about at home. You feel me?
In my opinion, it was an advertisement advocating for normalizing and encouraging child. Truly nothing is sacred to the likes of Mark Laita. So that interview airs. And look, Mark's audience is used to deranged and depraved lunacy from this circus of a channel. I mean, just look at what he had his assistant do to that one man's testicles. But this blatant exploitation of a child was a bridge too far.
I mean, the name was 13-year-old one-way prostitute. That was the name.
Mark took no efforts to censor the child's exposed chest. In the video, the child is wearing a completely see-through top. Like, there was absolutely no mistaking the child's entire anatomy. So when taken together, together with the full context of the video, like the fact that they were discussing sexual activities and services,
Yeah, so Mark Laita was talking to this 13-year-old runaway prostitute about what she does for work in explicit detail. He asked her, I saw this, okay? I'm not going to lie. I saw it when it first came out, okay? And you could see her body, everything. And he asked her the most explicit questions about the good parts of being on FIG and the traumatic shit that has happened to her. And she probably reluctantly, out of like feeling like she couldn't say no, told all of her trauma. This little girl has been through so much in such a small part, like such a small life. She's 13. Do you remember being 13? Like, I didn't even know what like weed was and stuff at 13. And for him to say that he's not exploiting, this is the definition of exploiting a minor. And a borderline, you know what I mean? He's twisted, he's sick. He knows exactly what he's doing. And you too, there was something that said that he like walks FIG at night or drives FIG at night and like finds people and like picks them up and then brings them to his office and like offers them money and stuff. And so there was another girl, I think Amanda Robb, I believe her name was. And it turned out to be a disaster. She actually ended up passing away. Many of his clientele that come in, he pays them. He's like, I'd rather you not have to do like the work outside. So here's, a few $1,000s or whatever. He got Nova a car, and Nova was so young. She couldn't even like register it or get like a license or whatever. Yeah, dude, he's a habitual line stepper. And it's almost like he knows like how far to go, like where that line is, so he doesn't get in trouble. But I have another video where there is a lawsuit. So we'll get into that too, hopefully.
advertising the exact location and types of illegal services that the child was being subjected to. Even Mark Laita's audience simply couldn't just tolerate that this was art. The comment section blew up entirely. And from time to time, when Mark shits the bed like this, he'll delete a whole video. The man's extraordinarily fragile ego can simply not tolerate even the smallest inkling of criticism. So he did end up doing the right thing, in my opinion, by taking down that uncensored video.
But he put it behind a paywall on
the disgusting
Patreon.
video to his channel again, partially censoring out the child's areolas. Another issue that his audience took with the video was that the child had said her mother had lost legal custody or guardianship over her some months or years prior.
This is something that I just learned from this video. She has all these other kids, right? But she lost custody of Nova due to abuse. This girl was being brutally abused by her mother at home, that she lost custody, complete custody of Nova. But she has like 8 other kids.
So you're supposed to be staying with your mom?
Yeah, but she kicked me out in December last year.
You just got kicked out on this show. I'm gonna keep pushing.
But you told me out there that you're in the system?
Yeah, I'm in the system. Nobody has custody of me.
No one has custody of you?
My mama lost custody of me like 2 years ago because when she was abusing me and stuff. Yeah.
So technically speaking, it was unclear who, if anyone, actually.
I think our beautiful friend said that she was abused at home. She stood no chance. This is generational. I'm sure that Tanisha, I think her mother's name is Tanisha. Tanisha probably got the same treatment, right? Oh, hey, Calypso, Cat Callie. The mother probably grew up this way and then started doing it to her. And so she was abused, and she was all of these things prior to her working FIG. And then you lead by example as a parent, and she's watching her mother do the exact same things and fell in line. Apples don't fall far off the tree. That's what she said, right? That's what she said. And the rest of those kids are just right. So she has all these other kids. What makes us think that she's not like that with all of them? Do you know what I mean? Like, it was probably the worst with Nova, but it could have been different with the other. Like, she could just be like the stepchild that she don't like.
Gave legal consent for Mark to air this video, publish the video, take the video even.
She called me and I'm like,
Exactly.
oh, babe, the soft white underbelly video is out. She like, Mom, what? I'm like, yeah. She like, so you gave consent to him? I said, yeah, you did the video. She like, so you gave him consent? I'm like, yeah. She like, did you see
She
it?
really
said,
can't.
"No."
Hold on. Wait. I'm
The
pausing
California
again.
Penal Code.
I'm pausing
311
again. Wait, why would she give consent if she has no parental rights over Nova at this point? So she lost Nova, I think, at 10. Like, complete severed parental anything. So how could she consent for anything for Nova? Does anyone have that answer?
Point 10 makes it a crime to advertise, sell, or distribute child pornography. This includes transporting, producing, possessing, or duplicating any of this type of material. It's a crime to share child porn. It's a crime to hire, employ, use, persuade, or participate in the production of this type of abusive material. And it is a crime to advertise, sell, or distribute it. Mark had taken issue in the original video with people being upset about his actions. He basically said that anyone upset with this video just has too good of a life. This conclusion obviously and of course failed to consider that maybe people just have a soul and a conscience and feel bad for the child he was exploiting. But as usual, and coming as a surprise absolutely not to me, Mark took it a step further yet again by letting us all know that this wasn't even the worst of the materials. Oh no. He actually said, he said that there was much more, quote, salacious material that he had saved for his more depraved audience who likes to see the worst of the worst. This segment of his audience.
Can you imagine that he has that footage and he's putting it behind a paywall for the fucking sickos who want to hear that, like, real dirty shit? I have questions. I'm not saying that Mark's a criminal. I don't believe. I'm just questioning what's going on. Okay, I'm not a doctor. I'm not a lawyer. I'm not anything like that. I'm just a girl that's been through a lot of shit with a lot of opinions and judgy. Okay, Mark, you're suspect. I don't know.
Subscription fee for this content. Salacious, just to remind you, is a word that specifically refers to sexual content. So Mark admitted to producing sexual content of this child and is offering it for sale to any predator on the internet that would like to see that type of content.
Hold on.
You just have to pay the $10
Listen, I've watched Drew K in the house. Listen, I've watched Underbelly a lot, and like I always kind of felt like it was like I watched it, I consumed it. But then after the Nova thing, it started made me thinking like he is exploiting children and like making weird comments and like giving the money. And it's just it opened up my eyes too, Calypso, because I always thought like, well, yeah, this stuff does happen. And maybe people do need to know that there's like a different part of life that is not how you and I live. Right. But then I started doing the Justice for Nova thing, and it's real suspect. Yeah. Beautiful girl. I know. Can you give us like how do you say your, I'm dyslexic, so I can't, how do you say your screen name, beautiful girl? I watched it too, but yes, it was always, I always felt kind of gross after. Like I felt like he's paying these people to tell them the horrible stories and the shit that like happened to these people. And just like my heart would break. But like also because I've worked in recovery and I've seen really bad situations, it was like kind of the same. It was like, wow. But then thinking about him exploiting a 13-year-old prostitute, like, really, really put a bad taste in my mouth regarding Mark Laita. I didn't think about it until now.
That's what it is. If you want to see child, That's what you have to do. You just pay the $10. That's all you have to do.
Again, it's unclear who, if anyone, could legally consent to him even interviewing the child in the first place. So that happened, and then I guess to atone himself of the guilt, Mark decided to have the child's mother on the channel as well. The child's mother goes by the name Tania or Tanea, and she is a certain type of you-know-what worker. The child's biological father is also in this line of work.
You know, apple don't fall too far from the tree.
It certainly doesn't.
The mother seemed like an attention-seeking narcissist who really hated her own daughter and was jealous of her.
I feel like she started being jealous of me.
We're gonna pin my right YouTube. But yeah, you guys follow me or whatever, and...
But I don't know these people, so that's just speculation. Even beyond that, some higher-up connections started to be made. This lady had actually been on Mark's channel before. She was in an interview published on New Year's Eve 2022.
Got myself in a situation where I was about to get in this life. It was like crazy. It was a close one. You know, I came up on this print, and he was Arabian, and he flew me to Miami, and he said I was going to be there for 2 weeks. We're in a $30 million house, and I ended up being there for a month, and I had to escape, okay? And we were meeting so many girls, and girls from Love and Hip Hop was coming in the house, and celebrities was there. All of this stuff started to get real weird, you know? It was a lot of, I don't do hard like that. Like, I was smoking weed, you know? And they were doing hard
I agree.
stuff, and it was just
Drew
like,
K.
it was getting
100%.
Like my gut was telling me something bad was about to happen. He was trying to like distract us.
Hey,
we were
mama.
buying us stuff. We was going shopping and doing all these things, and for some reason, I felt like I'm used to getting shit. But like this right here, where am I about to be tomorrow? And why are we still here? So then he says, well, we're going to go to Cuba. So the girls start talking in the house. And they're like, girl, I got to get back home. And he said that I can't leave. And I'm like, well, what is he going to do with us? You know, we went to some...
You know, it's so funny. When I read that, I heard "Free Your Mind," like the that like the song. Remember that song? Free your mind, and the rest will follow. Oh, thank you. It's actually a dye, and I can't get it off. But thank you. I appreciate the compliment. Oh, freeze your mind. I love it. Yvonne, though, so I know your name. I can call you either, but I have a hard time. I'm dyslexic, so words and letters are hard for me to decipher sometimes. So thank you for breaking it down for me. Yeah. Listen, I have like a big girl job, but I have accommodations. I work like I instead of having to type, I like talk into a dictation thing, and I have like certain, you know, display things because it makes it easier for my ADHD and my dyslexia. So you guys are awesome. Thank you for helping me. Jen, I love that you're here. I love you. You have like the best comments. Thanks. Yeah, you know that song, baby. Free your mind, and the rest will follow. I think it was En Vogue. I think so. All right, let's go back.
Celebrity's house, and we ended up at P. Diddy's house, and I just started hearing conversations, and I just got trafficking from it because, you know, I heard the prince saying something like, oh, you can have whoever you want. Like, he was like selling us, you know? So I'm like,
Mark loves to signal his favorite and often most deranged interviews by posting them on holidays, so this tracks right on. Also, this lady, Nova's mother, Tanea, had been trying to launch her online persona at least a year by the time her daughter appeared on Mark's channel.
Actually, she has been trying to make it at least when...
To get caught slipping would be my worst nightmare.
All right, have it your way.
Unalive me, just unalive me.
If I was going to unalive you, I could have been unalived you.
This is romantic to him, I bet. I can't do this. He's basically forcing me. Yes, she's yours. She's supposed to look like you.
She was reportedly on a deranged reality show called The Ladies of Fig or something. I don't
What?
know. And she also had an active YouTube channel of her own, and it was up and run by this point well.
My other page went up. I got a surprise for y'all. I'm posting other content on there.
On November 17th, 2023, just a couple weeks, the child would be advertising illegal services to a worldwide audience. She posted a video of herself and her husband getting manicures downtown LA.
So, we're here. Finally, we made it.
Where are her kids?
You know? But, I'm just glad we're here. Thank you. And gosh, this pedicure.
And that's where the starts to be more. That's who her boyfriend was in the video. A by the name of Crip Mac, a well-known gang member who rose to fame on another deranged podcast, a friend of Mark,
classy.
No Jumper by Adam Grand Mason, aka Adam 16, aka Adam 22. But this got me to wonder, and hold on, wait a second. Both the mother and the daughter have admitted to participating in S work. The mother has admitted a year prior on camera to being a sugar baby, which means that a man was paying her money for her companionship and other services. The mother's former partner, which would be Nova's father, was identified as a pimp.
Word on the streets is that Crip Mac has been spotted with your baby mom.
Hey, no. I'm gonna say something about that. I just left her house and she said, I said, you Crip Mac? She said, no. She nigga, look it, man. Since you brought it up, I'm gonna go ahead and air it out. She wanna be famous, bro.
Yeah.
So it really just made me wonder,
that.
what is the connection to this gang clown, Crip Mac?
Wait.
Is he perhaps a
Can I ask you guys a question? I changed my web browser. Does this come out better than the last couple of like lives that I've done? It's not as like choppy and it's like going smoothly, right? I'm trying to figure this out. I'm trying to be a better creator and I just want some feedback. Is this better than what we have been doing? People, okay, cool. Calypso, thank you. I will stick with this. Thanks, Jen. All right, we'll stick with this. I did some research. So
pimp himself of sorts? Now hear me out. Is it possible that Crip Mac, as Tanea's boyfriend and Nova's stepfather of sorts, could have arranged the meeting between Mark and Tanea in the first place all the way back in 2022? Or maybe he could have arranged the meeting between Nova and Mark because he would have been acting in a way, like I said, as her stepfather of sorts. Does Mark have gang members trolling down Figueroa Street to bring in fresh blood for his deranged show?
Baby.
And her daughter out there on the motherfucking corner. You don't care nothing about your daughter. And you wonder why she came out, she came out.
I really don't know the answer to any of this. It's just things to think about. So anyway, that manicure video was on November 17th, 2023. And about 2 weeks later, on November 29th, 2023, Crip Mac, the gang member clown, had a falling out with another clown named China Mac. And it was announced Crip Mac would be going back to jail soon. And about a week later, December 7th, 2023, that prediction would come true. As you can see in this video, Crip Mac was indeed arrested and booked and I guess put in jail. The same exact day is when the Naked Child's interview was published to Soft White Underbelly. So again, I just gotta wonder, when was the video of Nova even taken? When was it recorded? It must have been much earlier than that very day. But we get more clues from the child's mother, Tanea herself, on her own channel. The next day, December 8th, 2023, is when Tanea went back on Soft White Underbelly and talked a little bit more about her child with Mark. And a day or two after that, on December 9th or 10th, Tanea posts a video with her child on her channel, saying that the child, Nova, did not want to go to school.
So I basically let you just make the choice.
Fellatio? Wait, do I need to rewind that? Did that say fellatio? Hold on.
From the child's mother, Tanea herself, on her own channel. The next day, December 8th, 2023, is when Tanea went back on Soft White Underbelly and talked a little about her child. A day or two after that, on December 9th or 10th, Tanea posts a video with her child on her channel, saying that the child, Nova, did not want to go to school.
Yeah, I'm happy you're here, baby.
What?
Yeah, you let me. You gave me the.
But I don't like you doing
Stay. You can't go this ass.
Upset with her.
I jinxed myself.
Or essentially pimping out her own kid for views.
I said you could get a pink iPad, go on online school, be on some fly stuff. And you say, yeah, that sounds cool. So you could at least do that. Bet.
I don't think Tanea liked or expected the backlash, and like I said earlier, I do think the woman is a psychopathic narcissist, so nothing is really off limits for these people, but again, what do I know? I'm not a doctor. But Tanea did seem to be trying to take the blame for the whole ordeal off of herself and to put it onto
Of
Mark.
course she
She said that
was.
Mark Laita is the reason that Nova was wearing that see-through bikini top bra.
Okay, so I do believe that Mark Laita tells them to wear whatever they wear on Fig. Like he wants them to look like they're working. And to ask a minor, a child, she was 12 or 13, a fucking child, to put on a see-through clothes that she would be walking the blade with, that doesn't seem like grooming. Yes, honey, Chase. Hi, Chase. Good to see you. Thanks for being here. Everybody, welcome Chase. I agree. He is. That is creepy. That is weird. Like I don't know about you, but like I have a lot of nieces and nephews that span from like 22 and my son's 5. So, and there's 10 of them. I have never like looked at any of their friends and been like, you know, like that's weirdo behavior. And like, even if he's trying to get content, it's still questionable as to why he would have the 13-year-old and make the headline, the title to this, 13-year-old prostitute, and then tell her to wear what she wears on the blade, right? It's fucking weird.
She said Mark offered to pay Nova extra money for wearing a revealing top, which I completely believe.
I believe
the
that
man is a
too.
fucked up sicko with no morals or ethical boundaries who will do anything for money, but that's just what I think.
Yep.
The man is dangerous, and he needs to be locked up in an asylum
Yep.
and ideally lobotomized. But again, what do I know?
Hi guys, I'm Lima, the one you've heard so many wonderful things about.
This
Tanea
chick's a
also
freak.
seemed to imply that Nova's video had been recorded much earlier than it was actually published, because she describes a timeline where Mark Laita was essentially hounding her for the consent to post Nova's interview.
But how can she consent? Wait, no, I'm pausing this again.
If you want extra
Listen,
money,
kids, I'm a pauser and a talker, so, and you guys know that. Right, gross son of a bitch. Thank you, Jen. Say it. Say it louder for the degenerates in the back. She has no custody of Nova. How is she consenting for her to do anything? She lost custody of Nova when Nova was 10 years old. No, Nova belongs to nobody. I didn't know that, Chase. So sad that his content was good, but allowed great right, exactly. I used to think that he was doing like a good job, because there are some things that like he was really kind and empathetic to these people, and like some of them were really fucked up, and like you can't help but like have like a soft spot in your heart for these people. Like I hope they get their shit together, and I really thought that Mark helped them, but come to find out, he wasn't helping them. He was grooming them, in my opinion. And I can have an opinion, Mark. It's just my opinion. It's not facts or truth. I just think that you groomed these girls and you exploited them. And Nova is not the first one, and she will not be the last one. And to put the CP behind a paywall is suspect. Sir, we can see you. We, with our own eyes, we hear you. We see you. We see what's going on. Yeah, groomer for sure. Yeah, do your thing, mama. He's definitely a groomer. And like the way he talks to them too, like it's almost like condescending in a way. Like I've listened to some of his interviews, and he's very condescending. And there's people there that really have mental health issues that need a lot of help, and all he's doing is giving them money for them to go back to their addiction. Oh, Zach in the house. We're talking about Mark Laita. Are you ready? Hood booga! You guys, everybody welcome Zach. Zach is my Texas husband, if I ever get down there. Zach, I'm so happy you're here. Yeah, we're talking about Mark Laita. Mark Laita is questionably a predator. I don't know. I wasn't there. I there's no criminal charges. I'm not saying that he's a criminal, but the behavior that I've seen over the years, and then knowing about the Nova situation where he was advertising a 13-year-old girl that worked the street on Figueroa in Los Angeles, and that is super suspect. That is just absolutely suspect. My hood book is here. I'm so excited.
Go find her so I can interview her. So I was like, you want me to recruit my own daughter? Like,
The bottom line on this, though, is that I think she's also a liar, so it's really hard to figure out which parts of her story are true and which are not. In any event, by New Year's Eve this past year, 2023, again, they love holidays, Crip Mac would come back online and state that he and the child's mother, Tanea, had broken up.
She's on blue fentanyl. She scammed me out of all the only.
She's on fentanyl?
Blue fentanyl.
Yeah.
Among other allegations, he alleged that Tanea is a, quote, junkie.
Blue fentanyl is crazy.
That sounds
Crazy.
crazy.
On phone
Yeah.
What?
It's out here though on phone number. That's really what's out
That's
here.
why
What?
she's so
God.
scrawny. Look like she's dying. I felt sorry. No shit. They got 1 million kids in a drug habit. What the fuck? I look like a church.
But this video is proof that Crip Mac is getting finessed by his new girl, bro.
Oh, hood.
That other sitch, she was trying to let us know. The one that tape leak.
This nigga paid for me to be his girlfriend. Like,
Yep. Or did
And at this point, I'm
Chase.
just starting to wonder, with all these overlapping cast of characters who have been all on each other's channels and who have financially benefited from that over and over since at least 2022, which was 2 years ago at this point. What really is the connection with these
Yeah,
people? What
Zach, I've consumed a lot of his content, right? And he has had like really good ones. Like there was this woman who was born to PDF files, and her story was like heartbreaking, right? And you're like, how are you living? Like, this woman was super successful and like got herself out. Nova's stuck, right? Because Nova has no one to go to, right? She knows no different. There's no adults in her life that are going to help her. So what do? The Whitaker, yes, honey. The Whitakers was huge eye-opening. And that was the first time I really started to side-eye him. Like, what? He advertised them too and put them in fucking danger. Yeah, exactly. And because that's what makes money. All the creeps. No Jumper is just as bad. I feel like they're in cahoots. Yeah. So many broken people. I mean, they had like a mobster. Oh my god, who's the guy? Sammy the Bull. He like interviewed him. There's something that was really interesting. But like you said, he started going all streetwalkers and pimps. There was a guy, a pimp that actually was on No Jumper. I guess his name is ATM Richie, and he was talking about putting like renegades. A renegade is a street worker that does not want a employer, if you know what I mean. And these would kidnap them and put them in dog cages and put cigarettes out on them and make them eat cat food and do horrible things to them until they broke their soul. He admitted this on the internet. Listen, the internet, okay? I've done some things I'm not proud of on the internet and that I regret, but it's over and done with. But never have I ever admitted to crimes because I'm not a fucking criminal. This guy admitted that he did this to girls. ATM Richie on No Jumper. He is a fucking piece of shit. And these are the people that Nova. He was saying that Nova was a snitch and she should watch herself. This girl is 14 years old. They're all in cahoots. These are the guys that Nova has to go to for help.
are the charges on Crip Mac or whatever his name is? Then there's this other guy, Mark Laita, isn't arrested. Why not? I don't know. But it just makes me wonder, how did Mark actually meet Tanea? Could it have been through her boyfriend? Because the last time we talked about Mark Laita, we learned he met one of his biggest viral hit at that point, Kelly, from her boyfriend. At this point, we know Crip Mac was Tanea's boyfriend. I don't know, just things to think about. I'm sure, as you can imagine, and I'm sure as some of you know, there is a whole lot more to the story, but I really just wanted to hit the highlights. In my opinion, and from my reading of the California Penal Code, Mark Laita has violated more than half of the child pornography statutes by soliciting, encouraging, producing, financing, paying for, distributing, and selling sexual materials of a child. And he should be prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law and spend some time in prison.
Like, I live in the Northeast, obviously, right? And like, I grew up in a home where like, I come from a big family, and like you made sure like you were like dressed around the house, and like boys slept in different rooms, and my mother and everybody instilled that you don't put your hands on anyone, men don't hit women. Like that was very much instilled. But I think that these people, it's so generational because they came from this and their parents came from this. Someone has to break it. Someone has to break the cycle. It's just like Nova and her mother. Her mother is a prostitute. And Nova, who she's jealous of because she like came out beautiful and like whatever. Mark Laita, as she's telling all of her horror stories about working fig, he said, "You're growing up to be a beautiful woman." Can you imagine the piece of shit? You're talking to a fucking child, sir. Yep, same here. I have 5 sisters, including. Oh, you're a twin, right? You have that starts at a young age. Like my son is so protective of me, so protective. Like even if my mother like gets flip with me, he'll be like, "Nana, you don't talk to my mom that way." And like I instill that you treat women with respect, right? And please stop telling your daughters that if a boy is mean to her, that means he likes her. That puts in a seed that if a man is mean to you, that means he loves you or likes you. And please stop. Please stop telling your daughters that. Please. Oh, hey, Groovy. Mark, the Rebecca thing was terrible. Oh, the Rebecca thing was awful. My mind's playing with there. Yes. Right. Oh my honey, Chase, I am loving you. I'm loving you in this chat. Right. But you're talking about like I have a 10-year-old niece and she's stunning. Okay. She has the most beautiful name and she's just a beautiful, she's going to be a hot ticket when she's older. And I tell her, if a boy is mean to you at school, that does not mean he likes you. Do not, nope. See ya. Bye. See ya. I always tell her that does not mean he likes you. And please, if you are a girl mother, please stop telling your daughters that. That is not true. And it puts a seed into them, making them believe that if a man is mean to you, they'd love you or like you. And that's not the truth. Ever. Yep, I have a twin sister and 2. Oh my God, I love that for you, Chase. Oh my goodness. I have a twin. My sister and brother are twins. They're paternal. Yeah, they're definitely fraternal, but that's so much fun. You had like a playmate your whole life.
But innocent until proven guilty. And I'm not a prosecutor, so I guess they'll just have to let the cards fall where they may with that. Now, for Mark himself, he has come out and spoken in his own defense, and that leads us to the next subject of this video. Not long after the whole alleged child bleep fiasco wherein Mark Laita is selling salacious sexual materials of a child on his private website, he spoke about the issue with another repeat subject on his channel. In this interview, Mark, a reptilian clown with no soul or conscience, attempted to defend his actions,
BJ is so funny.
Discussing
I love
sexual
BJ.
acts with a naked child. He implies that critics of this deranged lunacy were crazy and just too soft. And he made up an unbelievable excuse that he, quote, didn't see the naked child because he didn't see or notice that the naked child was indeed naked because he's, quote, not a tits man. I don't know. I'll put in the clip what he actually said here. It was freaking deranged.
Your nipples are showing. You're gonna get in trouble.
I'm gonna get in trouble.
Like I got in trouble.
I don't have tits. I'm a dude.
He has pecs. It's a man.
Isn't that weird? That
I'm not stoned.
I did a video of a 13-year-old prostitute, and she had a bikini top that I wasn't even aware that you could see through it.
Oh really?
Like I'm not a breast man, so I'm not really looking at her breast. But
what do you like in a woman's body?
The shape of her waist and hips and all that.
Yeah.
Like
she's 13.
So you like more like curved kind of
long,
curving, like
palm curve.
Something but nice curves, yeah. Which is not easy to mix together.
No, it's hard.
It's really. Let's stay on that total.
So basically, because his sexual proclivities are more susceptible to thighs and ass, he would have been more focused on those areas of the child rather than her obviously exposed breasts. And even this part is so deranged and disgusting. The man is saying, I'm not a tits man, so I'm not looking at the chest of a child. What if he was a tits man? Then it's okay to look at the tits of a child? It's disgusting. Something's wrong with this lunatic. Anyway. The fact that he didn't notice that she was naked makes absolutely not one shred of discernible sense to me, and it's probably because he's a bold-faced ass liar. But I'm not in his head, and I really don't know.
He
Maybe
is.
he's telling the truth. Anyway, in this interview with Rebecca, Mark attempts to
Poor
clear
Rebecca.
his name and I guess
Listen,
his conscience.
He did a number to Rebecca. I don't know if you guys know this story, but poor fucking Rebecca. There have been multiple people that he has interviewed multiple times that have ended up deceased and took advantage of. And look at the Whitakers. He should have left them alone. Yeah, Chase, you know. Poor Rebecca. We you know what? We're gonna do an expose on Rebecca. That's what we're gonna do next. We're gonna do Rebecca because I'm staying with this. I just don't agree with this. After Nova, after like seeing everything that happened with her because of soft white underbelly, we're gonna expose what he did to Rebecca and the Rab girl. It was bad.
By blaming the public, the mother, the child herself, the audience, basically anybody but himself, which is asinine because he alone recorded that video, edited it, and put it up for the world to see. Now, Rebecca has been on Mark's channel probably dozens of times at this point, and she was even targeted by Lima from Aura, the lady who took over Amanda Rabb's healthcare and used her experimental VR tech on her before she tragically, unexpectedly died in her care in an Aura facility.
Yeah.
First went on there,
She sure
looked completely
did.
different. Then the next time she gone there, she looked worse, and she get worse and worse.
The way that you get somebody that doesn't want to get help into treatment is through something called an LPS conservatorship.
Right.
And that's what we're using for Amanda.
When I was smoking, I'm like in the cut, and then I'm going to get murdered. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm behind the scenes, I'm annoying everybody, and then I get murdered.
She had passed away. They did an autopsy.
She had a seizure.
Records.
Back in September 2022, Lima and Mark gussed Rebecca and how they wanted to put Rebecca under the same program that Amanda had died in.
What the fuck?
Lima discussed having worked with or met Rebecca in the past.
They can call me and yell at me at random times of the day.
Yeah, no, it really got out of
Yeah.
control. I mean, it's a shame because it's like you're a crusader almost for helping these people. Like whether it's Amanda, who tragically passed away, but at the end,
There has
Amanda
been
was
many of these
as sober
people
as you
who
and I are
passed
right
away.
now.
Many.
And she said some of the sweetest things about you. I mean, she said to me privately that you
Right. I know what you meant.
saved her life.
Amanda Rabb.
And I'd find somebody else from my channel.
Amanda
that
Rabb.
you
We're
wanted to
gonna
help,
do a story
and
on
Rebecca
her.
would be a good.
Yeah, Rebecca has a very close place in my heart, and I think.
And Bam Margera as well.
Yeah. So actually,
Bam Margera or whatever, Bam, he is a part of this like virtual reality trauma thing. They are putting really sick people and they're doing virtual reality and putting them in, like, for instance, Amanda, they put her in Skid Row with like her drug of choice available, and like it triggers you, and it's supposed to like rewire your brain, but it's literally driving people crazy. Bam is part of this whatever this is. And it's like, that's how Amanda died. She died there. Like, I don't know if any of you guys have PTSD, but it's a really hard thing to deal with, and it's not something that goes away. And to be purposely triggered with what you have trauma with is evil. Okay? You need talk therapy. There are other PTSD treatments you can do. You hold these like cans and you talk to like a certain doctor, like a psychotherapist, and you go through all of your trauma. But this is not, in my opinion, helpful at all. Right. Exactly. She was clean. Yep. That's absolutely. I'm making my hubby unsub. I mean, I used to really just take in all of his content because at the time I was like, wow, this is real, you know? But then the kids started happening and I felt weird about even watching it because she was like, had no clothes on and her mother was there, and it just felt gross, kids. It just felt gross.
with Chris,
And somehow it was my fault she couldn't work with her anymore or something. Honestly, I really don't know. I'll put the clip right here. But Mark used this December 2023 interview with Rebecca to attempt to clear his name and his guilt and the whole potential child porn he produced, paid for, distributed, and sold. And then about a month later, in January 2024, a disturbing update happened in the Rebecca saga. Apparently, she is at risk of being deported, and for what reasons, I really don't know.
She was
Usually
probably
Rebecca and
doing
Mark
something
engage in banter,
illegal.
and honestly, it does seem mutual and lighthearted for the most part.
Exposing private parts and public property. That was West Hollywood or Beverly Hills?
Oh, he showed his Pekka.
I plead the fifth.
He
Some
showed his
commenters have speculated
Pekka.
that Mark and Rebecca are lovers, or that Mark is in love with Rebecca, or vice versa, but I haven't seen a ton of evidence for this theory.
I am your sugar daddy.
Yeah, I'm your sugar daddy. I'm the performer. What? I'm just lying.
But in this portion video, Rebecca takes a much harsher and stronger stance with Mark. Mark alleges he's, quote, trying to help Rebecca, and he's contacted an immigration attorney on Rebecca's behalf. I'll roll the clip here so that you can see it for yourself, but Mark is trying to get Rebecca to discuss these legal matters with the lawyer.
Would you like to have a phone call to talk about your immigration issues?
I guess.
Not only in front of him, but also on camera for the entire world to see and hear. And we already established how the man feels about censoring stuff, so who knows what would have actually been published for all the world to see.
So, woman's name is Carla. I will call her number right now.
But Rebecca rightfully stated she didn't really want to discuss her private legal matters on camera, or in front of Mark for that matter.
Call her number right now.
She didn't seem to like or trust the immigration lawyer either, because she took the opportunity to cry for help to any other lawyer legal might be helper.
Zach,
This is my own
you're right.
speculation, but I think is in a trope with Sosia Limovich and her experimental health startup. Don't forget you for last year would be at step 1 of Lima's ARA program is, quote, conservatorship or jail. So we know that the model depends on some weird rock and hard place coercion so the person cannot leave the program. I do speculate that this whole deportation thing is another mutated version.
You needed
of the
so much help, baby.
Or jail conundrum. All this one considers or deportation. Again, I don't know if this is true, but we have seen Amanda Rabb allegedly assaulted father, Larry Rabb, who called Lima and was instructed to call the police. Larry and Lima worked together to get Amanda put up in a rehab facility that she was not allowed to leave.
She didn't have any type of like health care directive or anything like that. She just the court telling her like to attack.
My opinion.
Jail time. Last day I went to court, she was set to be released. At either jail time for her to be released, and so I like this is not a criminal situation; it's a mental health situation. So essentially, just asked the judge if we cash paid treatment got her out of the system, so she's not a burden on the system. Would he be willing to court
a burden?
She would have been free for 10 days, right?
Not for 10 days. She would have been potentially released.
Sorry, guys. YouTube. What's it called? StreamYard kicked me out. Fucking StreamYard. Oops. Here we go. All right.
She was set to be released. And so I just petitioned, like, this is not a criminal situation, it's a mental health situation. Judge if we cash for treatment and got her onto the street because there were no other options for her. And so initially, when speaking to the district attorney, notified her that this was not Amanda's first time, which was already something that was known, and that she's in a very mental state.
She did psychological help.
Is what made them shift gears. She was thought to be, and if we were willing to take responsibility, so basically myself, to ensure that I report things to court, make sure it doesn't violate anything, and sure that she follows court order that are giving her a 1-year plan, which would be the essential path of an LPS conservatorship. So Amanda was never under guardian.
So because oh, can you hear me? Hello. It's saying I lost my mic. Did I? So Amanda didn't have money to do the needful and get into like programs and things like that. So this fucking scammer lady put her in a conservatorship. Now, Amanda accused her father of touching her when she was little on one of the shows because, thank you, Drew, my love, thank you. Amanda on Soft White Underbelly on one of her streams accused her father of doing that to her when she was little, and then he was one of the people who signed off on putting her in a conservatorship. Okay, it's like Britney Spears. Okay, Britney, poor Britney. BJ does such a good job with these. If you guys are not subscribe to that Surprise Witness, go over there and do it now. Or BJ Investigates. She's awesome. Clearly. All right. So that was that. Yeah, she was like the turtle boy of the Britney movement, and she did big things. I really love her. I think that she has grit and great personality, and she's smart, and I love covering her. I actually contacted her myself, and she was like, yes, please go over all my things. I have so many I want to go over. It's been an hour, and I need to go be a mom. But I will be back, and we should go over the Amanda thing because it's crazy. And Rebecca is a very sad. We could do the Whitakers too. I mean, the Whitakers are. Mark Laita has his hand in a lot of bullshit. Okay, and a lot of bullshit. And so it's like, is he accountable for advertising this 13-year-old girl to the world, to predators? Is it okay what he's doing to Amanda? Is it okay what he's doing to Rebecca, to the Whitakers? I'm not saying that he's a criminal. I don't know. I wasn't there. I don't know him. But from what it looks like, in my opinion, he's a groomer. He assists, in putting 13-year-old prostitutes behind a paywall to get the gritty stuff, to get the stuff you can't really put on YouTube, and getting these young girls to tell all their horror, the experience on Fig for entertainment. I'm not gonna lie, I've consumed it, but it makes you side eye now that we've been talking about Nova, that Mark perpetuated this and got all the creeps after her. So we're going to continue to follow this, and I'm going to go over all of things lawsuits with Mark and more with Nova and all the things. But tonight we're going to end the stream. Thank you all for joining me. If you replay crew, I love you too. Leave comments. Like the video. Make sure you are subscribed. We are definitely here every Sunday from 10 to like 12. And we do unsolved cases. We're going to be doing the Conjuring House on Sunday, which will be absolutely awesome because it'll be the last Sunday of October. And then we'll start doing our other unsolved cases like JonBenet Ramsey and the little Kaylee Anthony and Madeline McCain and Calypso sent me. I'm researching that. One of those. Nikki has one for me. It's going to be all awesome. And we are going to be following the David case. We'll be covering the Corey Richards case. We have all time. And Aaron Spencer. When he's an American hero. Don't even get me started with here. Yes, thank you. Yes, do you guys all like the video? And Replay Cooler, we love you too. We're trying to get this channel up and running and just trying to get all the information out with all the true crime. I love true crime and I want justice for these people. And so every time I will be live, and I'm definitely live on Sundays. I love all of you. I love all of my mods. Thank you guys for being here all the time and supporting the channel, and all the new people that came to chat. Thank you guys so much. Love you guys. Chase, Yvonne, thank you for being here. And I will see you on the next one. Bye, guys.